Hey everybody, what's up? This is Ash for the Triple S League, and I'm here with Obsidian. We've had an interesting news leak that we wanted to bring to you. It regards the layout, the floor plan of E3 2018, and which companies are setting up where. Of course, we're particularly interested in where CD Projekt Red and Bethesda are going to be setting up and how much space they have, and we've got some information on that now. So, Obsidian, what do we have here?
So we have what's called the rigging and hanging schedule. These companies are going to come in on these days. They're going to have people that come out, set up, unpack their shipping and their freight, get the computers set up, start setting up the booth. So that's what this schedule is. And a couple of big things that we noticed right away is that there's a lot of really big showers this year. So in the south lobby here, we can see that Bethesda, Bandai Namco, the Microsoft mixer, which I should note here that this is the only place that Microsoft is inside these walls. They are holding their convention at the same time just north of this building.
In the Microsoft Theater.
Yes, in the Microsoft Theater. They're going to be having a week-long thing just this, mirroring EA. You're going to be able to walk over there, see what Microsoft is doing. Of course, they're going to have their big presser there, but then they're also going to have tons of booths and stuff set up there too. But here we've got on the first floor, and this is where I want to talk about Bethesda really quickly. Bethesda has a huge floor space. The only people that have more space there is Sony, Nintendo, and that's about it. Square Enix kind of matches them. Ubisoft's is a little bit smaller than theirs, but this is huge. This is really, 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 really huge. I can't state how big this is because what this means is that we are getting a new game for sure at this E3, and it's probably going to ship this year, and it's going to ship this year because you don't spend the time, the money, the energy putting this E3 package together, getting one of the biggest spots on the floor to show off Doom 2 and Skyrim on the Switch. Really what we can see here is that Bethesda is really planning on bringing something big here. The other thing that we can see here is that Epic Games actually has taken a big chunk there. Epic Games has, of course, Fortnite, but they don't really have anything else going on, and I don't know of any expected announcements. Epic Games tends to announce their games a little bit ahead of time. I wouldn't be expecting a surprise announcement from them, but I am expecting them to have some stuff for Fortnite and also to be handing out goodies and that kind of stuff there at that location too. Take-Two Interactive, which had not been confirmed really for EA up until, I guess, this point, I guess they have a location, so
They're going to be there.
They're going to be there, I guess. So moving on from that, we have the West Hall. The West Hall is basically dominated by Sony and Nintendo. And they take up, like, basically the majority of the floor space here. There's a bunch of smaller ones, and then there's a bunch of media here as well.
So where the heck is CDPR?
CDPR is actually in the meeting rooms, which lends credence to what we had been told to expect from them way back in January. And that was that they were going to be at E3 and they were going to have a kind of like invite-only or press-only showcasing of the game in an operable state. So this really does cement this as a legitimate thing. They are booking out MR 512 and 513. This is two very small meeting rooms, space for them to host and set up, like, say, anywhere between 50 and 100 computers. They could have it separated so they can have one room for people playing the game, and they could have another room where they go through and have some meetings or have a short little stage presentation. That's kind of common. So yeah, we can expect now for sure for press to be able to get their hands on this game and to see something about this game there live. Now, we've been hearing a lot of these rumors about Sony and Microsoft setting up deals with CDPR to market the game on behalf of the Xbox or the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5 if it's coming out with that. They will set up this contract deal where they will advertise that. So if that's the case, and if this game is being announced, let's say it's being announced this year, it's super early, it's going to surprise everybody, why aren't they on the show floor? Why don't they have a huge booth? Well, because they don't need it. Because Sony and Microsoft and NVIDIA are going to be doing a lot of advertising for them. Of course, they also have deals with both Warner Brothers Entertainment and Bandai Namco, also have done a lot of marketing for them in the past. So that's pretty much everybody on the show floor. that has a stake in this game. Bandai Namco is going to market it for Asia most likely. Warner Brothers is going to do probably some kind of marketing for it. And then, of course, both Sony and Microsoft are going to be interested in getting you, the player, to buy this on their console instead of on the other person's console. Pushing a little bit more into that, you might say, well, hold on. What? Still, though, if they were really releasing it this year, they would really want a stage presence. But I think the way that you look at their way that they advertise in general, the way that they communicate with the player and with the press, has been to put some stuff out there and to make the information really hard to get, and then that just makes people eat it up all the more. And they had a kind of a similar strategy for The Witcher as well, where it's like they don't need to rent out one of the biggest spots on the show floor and showcase this giant thing. They're going to let the press come to them, and the more exclusive they make it, the better.
Mm-hmm.
If they're putting out a trailer and some gameplay footage, that's going to play on the Microsoft press conference. That's going to play at the Sony conference. Probably going to have somebody from CDPR step up on the stage, and really at that point, you don't really need anybody else. You don't need to set up there and have this huge thing. You want to focus on letting the message carry itself and letting the big guys, Microsoft and Sony, front the bill as far as like showcasing it on the main stage and then showcasing it on the actual floor of the event while people are there on the ground. That's probably what they're going to be doing with this title.
Excellent. So some interesting information there. So a little bit of insight into what E3 is going to look like this year. Be sure to like and sub and hit that notification bell to catch further updates. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and sub. Write your most profound thoughts in the comments down below, and then check out some of these other videos.
What if it rains?
Find the link to our Discord server and other important stuff in the description below.